You know that feeling, right, when you're just completely swamped by documents, drowning in a sea of articles, reports, and notes? Well, imagine an AI assistant that doesn't just search the internet, but becomes a total expert in your world, using only your stuff. Let's dive into how that's not science fiction anymore.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about that drowning in information problem. Then, we'll meet your new personal research assistant. We'll explore how it goes way beyond just text, look at some of its real-world superpowers, and finally, we'll give you the honest verdict, the good and the bad.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about a feeling I think we all know way too well: information overload. You know, whether you're a student, a professional, or just trying to get your own thoughts organized, that struggle to make sense of it all is absolutely real.
I mean, seriously, just think about it for a second. That folder full of PDFs for your big project, the dozens of articles you've bookmarked for a report, all those scattered notes for meetings, trying to pull all of that together into something coherent, man, it can feel completely impossible. It's a very modern problem, and it needs a modern solution.
And that modern solution might just be this: Google's NotebookLM. Now, this is not just another chatbot. It's really a whole new type of tool, built from the ground up to solve this exact problem. Let's take a look at what makes it so different.
So, what exactly is NotebookLM? Well, it comes from Google Labs, and it's basically an AI assistant that you personally train on your own stuff. You upload your documents, and bam, it becomes your own private expert on that specific content, helping you find hidden connections and create new ideas based only on what you've given it.
And this right here is the absolute key difference. General AI chatbots, like ChatGPT, they're trained on the whole wide, messy internet. They can be amazing for sure, but they can also hallucinate, which is a nice way of saying they just make stuff up. NotebookLM is different. It's grounded only in your documents. It even gives you citations for its answers so you can always check its work. That massively cuts down the risk of getting fake info.
But okay, this tool is so much more than just a fancy fact checker. NotebookLM is really designed to turn your boring, static documents into active, dynamic tools that you can actually use for creative work and deep analysis. This is where it gets really powerful.
And you won't believe how versatile it is. You can feed it pretty much anything you can think of. Of course, you've got your standard PDFs and Google Docs, but you can also just drop in links to websites or even YouTube videos and audio files, which it'll transcribe automatically. You're basically building your own personal multimedia brain for the AI to learn from.
And this is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. It goes way beyond just text. Imagine you upload, say, a dozen dense research papers, and then just tell NotebookLM to make a podcast about them. It will generate a whole 15 to 20-minute conversation between two AI hosts, breaking down all of your material. It even has this cool interactive mode where you can pause the podcast and ask questions about what they're discussing. It's wild.
And as if that wasn't enough, it's also getting into video. You can create a short brief for a quick little summary, or a longer explainer for a really deep dive into your sources. It's literally turning your research into shareable content for you automatically.
For any students or anyone learning something new, this is an absolute game changer. You can upload your class notes and all your readings, and NotebookLM can instantly spit out a full study guide. Or it can create quizzes and flashcards to help you memorize stuff. It can even build a mind map to show you how different ideas connect, or create a timeline from a bunch of historical documents.
So, okay, the features sound amazing on paper, right? But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's take a look at the actual impact NotebookLM is having for different people in different fields.
Let's start with a classic challenge. Just picture a grad student, okay? They're facing a literal mountain of scientific papers for their thesis, a job that could easily take months of just grinding through text. And here is the superpower. NotebookLM can handle up to 25 times million words. Let that sink in for a second. That isn't a few books. That is an entire library. It can analyze that massive amount of text and pull out the key themes and arguments in minutes. Not weeks, minutes. That just fundamentally changes the scale of what a single person can research.
And this kind of power is being used all over the place. Businesses are using it to digest huge market research reports. Doctors are using it to summarize complicated clinical trials. Content creators are using it to outline articles based on all their background reading. It's quickly becoming a must-have tool for anyone who needs to understand complex information fast.
All right, but let's be real here. No tool is perfect, right?
So to give you the whole story, we need to look at both what makes NotebookLM so great and, where it's still got some room for improvement. When you put it side by side with the competition, you can really see where NotebookLM stands out. Because it's grounded in your sources, hallucinations are minimal. And its unique ability to generate audio and video, that puts it in a whole different league. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. It's a specialized tool for research.
Now, what's this going to cost you? Well, the free version is actually really generous. You get up to 100 notebooks and can process 500,000 words. For the serious power users, there's a plus tier for $20 a month that just blows those limits away, making it a totally viable tool for heavy-duty professional work.
Okay, now for the reality check. It's awesome, but it isn't magic. There are some real limitations you need to know about. Right now, your notebooks are all separate. You can't cross-reference between them. It can sometimes get tripped up by really complex PDF layouts. And you still need to double-check its work, because inaccuracies can happen. The AI voices can also sound a little, robotic. Plus, it's not available everywhere yet. It's still a work in progress.
The good news, though, is that this thing is evolving, and it's evolving fast. Just look at the roadmap for the next year. They're planning to add mobile apps with an offline mode, much better AI voices, and deeper tie-ins with other Google services like Scholar and YouTube. It's only going to get more powerful.
So all of this leaves us with a really big question to think about. We're stepping into a new era where AI can be a true partner in how we think, an expert that has perfectly memorized every single document you've ever read. The question isn't just about what the tool can do, it's about how it's going to fundamentally change the way we learn, create, and discover.